he's like, yeah, I went back to let him know that yes, we do have power of attorney over there, and he kind of left it at that, but he wanted to know for himself because he asked me, and I was like, you know what? Honestly, the last thing I remember telling him is that I don't really know one way or the other way, so I don't have a problem with you being there because I don't know that you can't be there. So and I don't have a problem. So that was the reason why I had not touched it. And if another officer went a little bit further, like then what I mean about trying to get a little bit more educated on the whole thing. I was done at that point from way back when. I was like, you know what? I'm not worried about it. We had too many other calls for service going on at that time. But
Okay.
anyway, yeah, so that's where we're at.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate you, calling me back and giving me all that information. I definitely, commend you for that. And, yeah, I'm no longer, at that property over there. I haven't been back there since the night the detective encountered me. So,
Yes, sir.
I've just been behind my boss's shop pretty much. But just so y'all know, I'm not a troublemaker dude or anything like that. I came to the island in peace.
Oh yeah, man, and some of us that have actually come encounter with you, then we've already started to understand that. But you got to remember, we got 4 different shifts that work patrol. Between 12 and 15 people each shift. So we can't. This isn't something I can disseminate out to everybody. Like, hey, this guy's a good guy. We can't. Because if we did that, we'd have to do that with every single citizen, and every situation changes at any given moment.
Right.
So it's not like to say that somebody's good today and then they get pissed off at something and they go do something, and then they're like, well, I thought you said he was a good guy. Well, he was at the time. So that's what I'm trying. I'm trying to bridge your gap with our gap, but I'm only one person.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Thank you so much for looking out for me. Like I said, I do commend you for helping me out.
Another thing, from when the other day when we were out there talking with you, the 3802 penal code. If you're lawfully detained, then we can identify you. So it's but then again, just going over there and talking with you, we didn't have anything unless they were acting on the what do you call it? Damn it, the power of attorney. Sorry, I went blank there for a second.
Oh.
So at that point, yeah, then you would have to identify yourself or anything like that. But I don't want to get into all that major stuff there because, like I said, I want to work with you, and I want you to be able to, to enjoy this island. This island is great, and a lot of these officers are good. I still vouch for them. I know the public media and the social media and the public perspective is pretty piss poor on us right now and everything, but I still stand behind all of our guys. I know they try to do the best thing a lot. I know a lot of them personally, so
Okay.
I know that just a lot of them aren't. Like if it starts with button heads, they're going to butt back. I mean, that's just kind of the nature of it. So
Sure. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Sergeant McNeil. I really appreciate you.
yeah, no problem. And again, man, and if you have any other kind of things like that come up like that, yeah, call me. Let me know, or whomever at the time. But I'd like to, you got me thinking. The day that I saw you out there on the backtracks, you got me thinking. And when my brain gets to thinking, then I'll like that because I start to learn more and I start to work on my professional skills a little bit better and stuff like that. So I actually appreciated you challenging me at that time.
Sure. Absolutely.
All right, Anthony. Well, you take care, man. Call us if you need anything. We're still here.
Will do. Thank you, Sergeant.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Good night. All right, so that was a phone conversation that I had with Sergeant McNeil. He was very, very nice, officer sergeant. He was like one of the first ones, like he said on the phone call, that I encountered while I was over there on that property, parked to myself or whatever. But you know, I know that law enforcement is involved in organized gang stalking. I'm not retarded. No matter how nice they might seem, they have the whole nice cop, bad cop paradigm going. So we all know and see through all that BS. They have certain individuals that they have on their radar and as a target and stuff like that. And here somebody's blowing a horn that is just pulled up. I don't know who this person is. So every time I try to get some peace to myself, we have this nonsense that's going on. So let's see what this crap is. And I guess they're doing, street theater here or something. So let's just see what the deal is. All right. I don't know what this crap is, but we'll see. If it ain't one thing, it's something else. You see all the coincidences of things that go on, make the connections with things, and the guy that is on the other side of the gate across the way is now looking over here. So they have that kind of like police stance. What I mean by police stance is, whenever you see officers sometimes, whether they're on the scene of a crime or just out and about, they'll stand and watch each other's backs. They have that stance to where one person is facing, what's behind them, and then vice versa. So that's kind of like what's going on right now with these individuals. This may very well be street theater. I have no idea. This looks like a younger black male who's speaking to an older Caucasian male. Well, actually, no, the black male actually looks kind of older too. And that Caucasian male that's across the way, he tried to get my attention last night. He was shaking the gate here. And mind you, I'm no longer at that property that I was parked at, where I was getting all the harassment from Galveston Police Department. My boss finally, he actually, agreed to allow me to stay in the back of his shop, in the enclosed area at the back of the shop. So it's gated, so, law enforcement can't come onto the property unless they're called, and things of that nature. So again, I'm just recording what's going on, my surrounding. I'm not provoking any of these people right now, or anything of that nature. I don't provoke these people, period. They just make it a point to have all these interactions with me, these unwanted interactions and things of that nature. So this individual appears to be somewhat inebriated. The way he's moving, his gestures, it's kind of like he's slurring his speech a little bit. So I have no idea. The dude's just kind of lingering over here. And again, if it's not law enforcement, it's these types of idiots that they send to basically hinder you. Now, this is a back street. It's not a main road or anything of that nature. This is considered more so like an alleyway, I guess you could say. So there shouldn't be anybody really just back here like that. So I don't know if this is like a drug deal, or I don't know what this is. And I'm not stating any facts as far as drug deals, because I don't, I really don't know. But this has been, I want to say, like my third night. This night here would be my third night. And this is the first time that I've seen this at this time. Let's see what time it is, if I can find my other phone. Yeah, it's 10:12, Friday, August the 9th, 2019. Yeah. So. And this dude is being super weird. And see, I can't get peace anywhere. No matter where I go, it's the same bullcrap, same crap. And it's like, it's crazy because law enforcement will send these people out just to see if you're gonna call law enforcement when they're the ones that are involved in the gang stalking. Like, what kind of sense does that make? And see, it's geared towards making you look crazy, right? Because every time you have these types of situations and you're constantly calling law enforcement, they're keeping record of that. Because obviously they're going to want to know your name. They want to log it in the system and make their little reports so that any time and every time you make a call, you know, it's recorded. That at some point they're going to try to deem you mentally unstable and then 5150 you. So this may very well be some sort of drug thing, because it's just in this type of neighborhood or area, when you see that type of coupling, it probably has something to do with drug dealing. My boss has informed me that there are a lot of people on the island that steal, a lot of people that rob and all kind of stuff. So I stayed within my vehicle and I just recorded everything that just went on. And see, this is the type of thing that I was, I guess you could say, dreading in a way, you know, being parked in this back area. There's a Jack-in-the-Box right on the other side of this fence right here. So you'll have individuals that'll come through the parking lot over there, rev up their engines or play loud music and stuff like that. So, you know, like I said, that's why I like to park in secluded areas where I could just be to myself, and the likelihood of other people coming to those areas is extremely slim to none, you know, to avoid these types of situations. But it is what it is. All praises and glory be unto the Father in heaven. I will continue to praise his name until my flesh is done on this earth, until the death of me. There's nothing that will ever make me stray away from the Father, from the Creator. You know, sometimes I may not have clear understanding as to why I go through some of the things that I deal with, but if it is his will, then that's just what it is. And he knows that I can take it. So everyone has their purpose. You know, some people are meant to suffer more because, you know, the Father can use them as a model or an example of, you know, what his true child is, someone who endures through long suffering. It says that in scripture, that you should endure long suffering, you know. And I know that I've been quite a bit of an inspiration to many people that watch my videos, that see me going through this. The fact that I still have a sound mind, the fact that I haven't lost my mind or ended up in prison or on drugs or an alcoholic, or, you know, I don't even take over the counter meds for things, you know, unless it's something really, really bad or something like that. But, you know, I've strayed away from this world so much, and it's like I'm just totally disconnected. And I look around, and it's like I just see the evil as clear as day. I see the oppression as clear as day. Even these people that so-called think they have it good, they're still slaves to this system. And it's like a perpetual cycle. You know, they pass on that legacy to their children. Instead of teaching their children the truth from the beginning, they want to continue to keep the lie alive, to keep the illusion alive. You know? Stop telling your children that Santa Claus is real. Stop telling lies to your children about the Easter Bunny and all this old nonsense. Start telling your children the truth from the jump. You know? I was telling my boss the other day, because I was helping him clear out this area that's on the second level of the mechanic shop, and it was something about some Christmas stuff that was up there or whatever, and that he didn't want to throw away or something like that. And you know, I talked to him from time to time about Jesus's real name and how the letter J has only been in existence for about 500 years, and back then they weren't calling him Jesus. Like, you know, I try to give him snippets of knowledge and information, and he's taken heed to some of it, but you know, he kind of butts heads with me on a lot of other things. But Christmas is one of those things that we butt heads with. And you know, I told him that Christmas is rooted in paganism. You know, that had nothing to do with the birth of Jesus. You know, that was something that was just rooted in paganism, and the Most High is against paganism. You know, he spoke against people serving those gods and doing rituals and sacrifices to those gods. And I mentioned that to him, and you know, he basically said in a nutshell that Christmas is something that he's not going to give up. You know, that he's going to continue to celebrate Christmas. And you know, I don't know, it's just there's so many people around me that are, see, I'm an observer more so than anything else. I haven't really been much of an activist, I guess you could say, you know, unless I'm speaking about things online. And you know, I'll approach certain people that I feel are approachable and that I feel whose minds are susceptible to receiving the information. But I observe most of the time. It's like I'm more of a just looking at everything around me and just learning as much as I can. And you know, it's like the ones who can see are the ones that are persecuted. You know, when the devil knows that you can see him and see his evil deeds and his works, you are a major threat. When you have those spiritual eyes and you can see beyond the veil of the physical and really see off into the future and look off into people's spirits and tell what they're up to, or if they're up to no good, man, that is a threat to Satan's kingdom. So some of you may ask, why am I getting all these harassment from law enforcement and people in these communities? Because they know that I can see. I want to give a shout out to Big Boss. I really would like to promote his channel. You know, he is a very humble individual. He cares not for subscription numbers or viewer numbers. You know, he mentioned to me in a comment that I made on his video. It was a response to my comment, and he mentioned that he doesn't care about how many views he gets or how many subscribers. It's all about reaching out to that one person that he could possibly make a change in that person's life and have them come to serve the Father fully and have them come to see the truth of this world and to make a difference. And that's a highly commendable type of person. You know, that's someone who is not materialistic, who is not of this world, who doesn't care for mediocre things. You know, and that was such an excellent response he gave me, because I mentioned on his video in my comment, I said something to the effect of, it was beyond me how he doesn't have a lot more viewers and subscribers. And the way he responded to that, it was just so brilliant. So I just had to, you know, commend him on that out in the open. But it's just crazy. This is what I have to resort to have some sort of peace. You know, let's pan around. And I don't do this for sympathy at all. Those of you that watch my videos know that I'm a very strong individual. I don't do this to get sympathy or anything of that nature. The Father takes care of his own. But look, you know, this is what I'm living in right now. All for the sake of just having peace, and just limited peace anyways, you know, because these people are always trying to find ways to basically get to me, as you could clearly see earlier. But yeah, look at the filth that I'm in right now.